Geriatrics telephone workflow. When you're working with patients, you'll go to your telephone hub to look through your notes, and you'll have different types of notes to review and address. And this is kind of going through how things need to move. So we saw somebody, they had labs done by the home health. Our administrator will put a summary of the main issues. Remember, this is done by the home health, and the facility needs a copy of this. They didn't get a copy, but they need to know what's going on. So first, we go to the actual document, and here's the actual document. If we want to look at it better, click View. Okay. So you can zoom in and look through, scroll up, scroll down, go to the next page. Okay, here's all the results. So we've reviewed it. We know what the actual issues are. We'll click cancel to get out of this window. Oh, no, first we're going to fax the document. And you send this to the facility so they'll have a copy of it. And again, we click NH for nursing home. Pick the facility he's at. Doesn't say add one, some of them do. So we'll click OK. So the facility's getting a copy of the lab, but they're gonna ask, okay, what are we doing with these labs? Well, a couple things are going to happen. You need to interpret the labs. You need to make any changes for medications or treatment or referrals, whatever. And then you set a follow-up. So we'll put, and there's a bunch of quick notes. Action taken. Labs are stable except when you're reviewing the results, there's a lot of quick text. Labs, urine is positive, urine is resistant to the given antibiotic, urine is sensitive. Here's some different allergy, some different lab testing interpretations. So say they had low thyroid. This is a big explanation about thyroid results and what we're going to do about it. For him, we're not going to do that. What were his issues? So sugar was a little high, calcium a little low. Nothing major. Hemoglobin 1.8. That would be an error probably. It's probably 11.8, I'm guessing. Where's hemoglobin? Here it is. 10.8. So that's pretty low. Is this a new thing? Is it a stable thing? Is it better? So we need to look at their previous notes and see if we have something to compare to. Here's labs that were done before. A month ago, looks like. Hemoglobin was normal 1 month ago, so this is a new active issue we need to deal with. Here's other old labs. If you don't see labs here, you go to Hub, Documents. Here's all kinds of scanned-in labs that are done by Home Health. So if we do the labs, they come to our system a little bit cleaner under the lab button. But if Home Health is doing it, it comes over here through these. And again, you can click View or View down here to look at the actual document in more detail. So this lets you know this is a new issue. It's clearly worse from a month ago. So I'll put labs are stable except, so this isn't saying everything's normal. There's some different little off things. I'm going to make this 10.8. His coumadin level is lower than usual, which is probably good if he's bleeding. So has new anemia. Please review with patient any signs of active bleeding. I need to decide, do I want to add iron for him? I'll click RX, select, and then I'll put ferrous sulfate, pick the dose, click OK. I'm going to do the extender release, OK. When you click on the prescription, you have to verify everything is correct. I want it one tab, scheduled once a day. If it's PRN, you need to make sure that it's Q6 hours as needed for pain or whatever. Make sure your prescription's exact. Don't go by the defaults. Sometimes a PRN medicine will appear by default as scheduled, especially like if you choose Valium. Click OK. Always make sure it's checked and make sure you use the Multum RX. Otherwise it won't e-prescribed. So the default of Valium, always hit OK. It says 3 times a day. Do you want him to take Valium 3 times a day? No, probably not. So it'd be, say, QD, PRN, panic, attack. Click 30-day supply, 10 pills, 1 refill. So whatever you feel is appropriate. The point is, make sure your prescription is exactly all the things, all the elements. If you're doing a liquid for cough, you'll put 15 milliliters, that's too much, but PRN cough, 30 days, 30-day supply. You can either calculate it or give a certain amount or just say 30-day supply and let them figure it out. And don't put refills. So let me delete that. Cancel, delete. So I deleted Valium because that's not a thing. I'm going to choose 30-day supply with 2 refills. Apply. And it goes to Walgreens Tomball. So again, you need to send the prescription to the pharmacy because that's where it needs to go. Double check it's the correct pharmacy. If they have another one selected, sometimes it goes to another place for 90-day chronic medicines versus another place for acute. And we'll e-prescribe it. It will only go through if this has the check mark here, okay? C means it's a controlled medicine, which you can't send by e-prescribe. Once it's been sent, it'll have a little lock thing saying it's been locked. If this yellow triangle appears, it means you did not use the Multum formula, and it will not send by e-prescribe. You need to go back and look for the right prescription. This one's okay. So we'll send the e-prescription. Says it's successful, but was it? I don't know. You can go to the hub, click e-prescribe, and there it was, successfully sent. If it says something red, it may not have been successfully sent. Or it'll say failed. I want the facility to have a copy of this new prescription. You always need to do that. To send the facility a copy, you'll click Preview Fax, which will only give you pharmacy options, but you click Preview Fax, and here's where you change it and send it to the facility. And we'll put nursing home, find his place, Tomball retirement, hit OK. So we've e-prescribed it to the pharmacy. The facility now has a copy of the same prescription, so they know what's going on. And if the state audits them, they have a plan for it. Let's say he's on a medicine and we got a request to stop that medicine. You always need to put a prescription because sometimes somebody else will request a refill on it. So you'll click continue. You don't click stop. And I'll explain why in a moment. But click continue. Okay. Okay. Here's where you're going to pay attention. If you want to stop a medicine, you go to the frequency and put discontinue adverse reaction or discontinue per family request. That way, if you get a refill request, the person that's kind of reviewing the refill request will know, do not refill the medicine because of this reason. It was too expensive, it wasn't tolerated. Whatever reason, if it's written here under frequency, we'll know why it was discontinued. If it says stop, let's say I'm discontinuing it. Discontinue nausea. Okay. If I had this order as stopped, because I'm sending an order to the facility to have a copy of it, and you go to fax that prescription, it does not appear in your options. Whereas if you put continue, this allows you to fax it into the facility, a copy of your discontinue order. So we already sent them a copy of that. We're going to send them the stop order for valcyclovir. Again, it says to the pharmacy, it needs to go to the facility, but it says right here, discontinue due to nausea. So the facility will receive this. They're getting the discontinue order that has been signed by me. And you click go to the facility where it goes to, and you'll send them the stop order. Okay, that's very important. That's not actually part of what I'm doing. And actually, I'm not going to discontinue it. You click clear DDR. Oh. I'm going to delete that discontinue message, and I'm just going to delete that medicine from this encounter. It doesn't mean it's deleting it from their file. It's just not part of this message. Okay. RX sent for iron will recheck 1 month plus iron level sooner if new worse symptoms, refer to ER if active signs of bleeding. Also going to give them information reflecting the previous hemoglobin from 13 to 10 in 1 month. Okay, so this is the message we're giving to the facility. Now we want to keep this on the radar screen. So under the yellow sticky, we're going to copy this whole thing, including the results, including our plan, and we're going to put it on the yellow sticky, which means during the next time we see him, we're going to know all these things that have gone on, and we'll include this in the next follow-up progress note. So in the meantime, I want the facility to know what's going on and what we're doing about it. We've already sent them the iron, we've already sent them the copy of the actual lab, and we want to send them our interpretation. Okay, going to facility. Sometimes we'll also send the home health a notice of all this too. Okay, so we've sent a copy of the lab work. We've sent the treatment for the lab work. We've sent a copy of the treatment to the facility. We've interpreted the labs. We have a follow-up plan. And I want to keep a close eye on this issue, so I'm going to tell our staff to follow up with him on Monday. So in the meantime, if something's been going on, the facility has a copy of it. Call patient Monday. it doesn't matter. I'm going to put urgent, call patient Monday. Okay, so this message is going to Z follow up, and the person that's reviewing these things every day, they're going to see this. Okay, I misspelled urgent. Okay, so now this is on their desktop and they're going to see it. And if I really want to make it an issue, I'll put some stars by it to kind of call their attention. And you mark it as high priority. And okay, so it's disappeared from my desktop. If I go to their desktop, Z follow up, okay. So they're looking through a whole bunch of messages, but they're going to see this one first. It's urgent, and it has that marked as high priority, red exclamation mark.